funny enough, God knows best. So when you follow what he wants, things work out.
Just kind of goes great, to be honest. Because I'm just kind of random person, and then you're like, yeah, this is my boyfriend.
This is my boyfriend.
You're watching the Disney Channel.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey everybody. We're going to be talking about keeping God at the center of your relationship. Some of the key pillars on how to, maintain that and build upon it, and how ultimately it helps you kind of grow closer together, and why that's important. Tune in.
First one, which I don't remember when we started doing, but praying together. That is so important. You were the one that first mentioned how important it was because of the stats.
Yeah. So one thing that I had heard about a year ago was that like 98, 99+% of couples that pray together every day are ultimately successful for the long haul. And so we had talked, really from day one about how important our faith was to us. And I had kind of said, I was like, I'd love to get to a point where like we're praying together every day. And like, one thing is, as guys, it's like, it doesn't really say specifically to be like a spiritual leader in the relationship, but taking on a role of being a spiritual leader in your relationship is really important. And so a simple way that you can do that is just starting to pray together every day. It's a good way for you guys to stay connected, start your day intentionally together, end your day intentionally together. Go to your wife, go to your girlfriend, ask them what they need prayer for, like hold hands, pray together. I think it's really important. So
yeah. I'd say in the beginning, I felt a little awkward doing it because it was so vulnerable, And like, I just hadn't had a lot of experience praying in front of other people. Yeah. Like occasionally in like a Bible study when they're like, all right, you want to pray? And then you're put on the spot and you get really uncomfortable. Yeah. So I feel like it took me a little bit to kind of get comfy with it and like get in the routine of it. But now I value it a lot. Yeah. And I do think it is helpful because then we kind of know what's going on in each other's minds. Like if we're praying for something, it's like, I know what is stressing you out or what's stressing me out, or something that we, are really grateful for or excited for. Yeah. It's nice to verbalize that and be on the same page.
And it doesn't always have to be like, problems or like things you're struggling with too. It's like,
praises.
Praises, things that you're grateful for, being grateful for each other, being grateful for the blessings, the opportunities, for God's word, all those sorts of things. I think it really just creates that environment for you to be able to grow together.
Also, that's something that I learned was like praying with gratitude first. So I think that's really important to include, is like before you get into all the wants and desires, like thank God for something. And especially I'd like to, thank God for you, thank God for each other. It's nice to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people will go to God when they have prayer, and it'll just be like asking for stuff like, God, help me with this scenario at work, or help me with this relationship kind of thing, like with friends, or help me with this. But the reality is it's kind of like a two-way street, and there's so many different blessings that we have and gifts that we have and opportunities that we have, and we don't want to like take those things for granted. So if you think about like, with your family, if you're just constantly calling them up and you're just like, hey, I need this, can you help me with this, like I'd like you to be here for this, we wouldn't do that. And so when we put God at the center of our relationship as our utmost priority, why would we treat that any differently?
Be grateful. Studying the Bible together. That is something that is very new to me. Yeah. Had you done that in any past relationship?
No. I hadn't. And so like when me and Siara first started dating, I was just like, God, this is just so important to me. Like we have to learn and grow together. Yeah. And so I really kind of sat down and I was like, how can we make sure that we keep God at the center of our relationship and learn and grow together? And studying the Bible was a real key aspect of that. And so it was actually really interesting because I'd been talking to some folks about it, and it was one of our like first dates. It was probably like our 5th date, I think, something like that.
Very early on.
Yeah, and I brought up the idea, and I said, I'd love to do like a Bible study together. And the person I was talking with was like, yeah, I mean, that might be a good idea. And so then I prayed on it. I was like, God, just make it abundantly clear that this is something that I need to be doing, and if it's the direction we need to be heading. And she had texted me the very next day and was like, hey, I'd like to do this, like if you want to.
Yeah.
And so we started out just with one chapter, looking at James 1. That's a great chapter for practical guidance and wisdom for living in your faithful walk. And I just prepared like some thoughtful discussion-based questions that we could go over together from our own perspective. And we switched up reading back and forth between me reading some and her reading some. And it went really well, and we've kind of gone from there.
Yeah. I was so impressed, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because when I had texted you I wanted to do that, I kind of felt like I had maybe put you on the spot a little bit. And I was like, okay, like he's probably just going to throw something together and like it'll be really quick. And then you came and he had notes and like you had read everything beforehand and you had really insightful commentary. And yeah, to me that was such a green flag indicator.
Yeah.
Because it showed you were really taking it seriously and wanted to like learn and grow together.
For sure. And one thing, guys, if you're thinking about you want to do this in your relationship, this is not time for you to put together a sermon. This is time for you to read and understand the book and value your girlfriend or wife's opinion on the matter as well. This isn't time for you to talk at her. It's not time for you to guide her in any particular direction that you think is important. It's time for you to study together and speak from each other's perspective and respect that.
Good point.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, something else too. When I was looking up, when I was like doing a little research for this video, something that I found was really interesting is that weekly Bible readers report lower stress, lower anxiety, less loneliness, and higher hope. So, I mean, that can only benefit a relationship as well, not just individually. Those are all good things to have for a successful relationship.
A lot of the times when you're discussing what topics you want to go over in the Bible, I mean, there's several times where I've been like, hey, what's speaking to you here lately? Like, what's some area that you feel like is important? You know, it's not just like, hey, Matthew thinks this is a good idea and we should go here. It's like, it's a project that you work on together, and the project never ends.
Yeah. It's like, what do you want to focus on for that week, or what's an area that you feel like you're a little lacking in? Because I think even for me, if I'm not learning something new, it's a really good refresher. Yeah. It's just good to have that focus or have that at the forefront of your mind going into a week. It's nice to talk about it together.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay. This one, church attendance. That's so important.
Yeah. Thinking about, conversely, if you did not attend church together, you're hearing one message and your significant other is hearing another message. And sometimes that can be valuable.
Yeah, not inherently bad.
Yeah, because you can have like, you know, certain perspective on things and like, you know, that's great too. And you might have like different things that you value in a church. However, I do think there is value in working together, having an open dialogue, clearly identifying what parts of the church are important to you as a couple, and then experimenting and trying to find out what place may work for you. The reason that I say that, and what, you know, we've kind of talked about too, is just like, you can hear the same message, discuss the takeaways, discuss things from your perspective. And there's so many times where we go together and we'll like discuss stuff after the fact, and you're like, here's what I thought about this part of the message or whatever, and I do that too. And it just leads to more fruitful conversation.
Absolutely.
We talk about, how do I want to implement this week? Like, how can I support you in this? You know, all that sort of thing. So going to church together, I seriously, like, I think it's kind of a must.
Yeah,
honestly.
I do too. I think especially what you said about like figuring out what you value as a couple is super important, because I mean, ultimately, like, long game, the goal is to end up together. Like, you're seeing if you're going to be good lifetime partners. And so you want to figure out, okay, what's important to the both of us.
Yes.
And then also the thing that I like about that too is finding a church community together, like finding a good environment for the both of you to be in and have wise counsel.
Yep.
Where they get to know you and get to know the different personality types and like how to help you. And,
yeah. And some people have like premarital counseling that they like doing, getting together, discussing, you know, stuff with a couple and actually both of you knowing them in advance.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and then just having like that community. I mean, the Bible talks about the importance of community quite a number of times, and when it's disconcerted, that kind of diminishes the value completely. And so there's plenty of times where the Bible discusses like being involved with like your elders in your church, listening to senior people and guiding wisdom from other people, seeking wise counsel. All of these things are biblically sound, and I think going to church together just kind of further supports that as a priority.
That was one of the other points I had on the list too. Was just good Christian community, finding a good group of friends, finding good mentors, finding people that know you on an individual level and can help further your walk, because it's, you know, obviously you want to do that as a couple.
Yeah.
But it's important that people do that individually as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, it's tricky to find.
That was going to be my next.
Hard to find.
That was going to be my next thing is it's not easy.
No,
it's really not.
To me, that's like the hardest part of finding a church is like finding the right community.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of great pastors that are excellent speakers, biblically rooted. I feel like I go really get something out of every single service I go to, but finding the community where you feel supported and challenged spiritually is hard.
Yeah, it can be. And I've even struggled with it myself. To be honest, is you find good teaching and everything like Siara said, and one of my main draws to having in being surrounded by a good community of other believers is being able to just have an open dialogue to an extent about things that you're dealing with and encountering, and being able to pray with one another. And I found that to be like difficult. I found that to be hard with some people. It's just like, of course, everybody's going to be guarded, to an extent. But we're put on earth to love each other and to support each other and to spread God's word. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to find the people that you click with. It's worth the effort, though. It is. Yeah. It is worth the effort. Go to the church events. Yes. Go to the church events. I know it can be really uncomfortable, especially if you're more introverted, like myself. Would you classify yourself as more of an introvert or an extrovert? Kind of live in between. Like in the middle. Yeah, kind of live in between. Depends on maybe how much coffee I've had that day. Get real chatty after a couple cups. Yeah, a couple cups I start getting chatty. So it's like the events themselves can be a bit nerve-wracking to attend, but I feel like even the last one that we went to, it's like there's a couple people. Yeah. There it might not be where you like become best friends with everyone, but it's an opportunity to find people that you click with, and that can grow into mentorship or friendship or wise counsel. Yeah. So definitely. Put yourself out there, even when it's uncomfortable. Yeah. Because it can be fruitful. God uses other people too. There's plenty of times I've been in a group setting and I have heard somebody speak something and I've been like, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah. And it is maybe the same verse I've been thinking about that week. Yeah. Maybe it is some piece of advice that I've been pondering on and knew I needed to implement, but have been putting it off or something. Like God uses other people, and that alone is a reason to be seeking out community and hold yourself accountable to it. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah. Also, on like the flip side of that, you never know who might be
seeking a friend or who needs like a little bit of encouragement
Definitely.
at those events where they're putting themselves out there and like, gosh, I wish I could just, meet someone or just talk to someone. They need a little bit of encouragement. So you might be that person for them.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like plenty of times where I would go to church. I'd sit alone in an aisle by myself, like 15 legit seats on each side. And I'm just like, man, it'd be nice to just for somebody to say hey and at least like feel noticed, like you never know who that might be. I've been there.
Yeah, you and me both. Yeah. I still get comments on that other video, the like feeling alone in the church. Where people are like, oh my gosh, me too.
So you're not alone.
You're not alone. You're never alone. You always have Jesus. This is one that we started doing just recently, but we both agreed it was something that we wanted to do, which is serving together, volunteering together. This one makes my heart so happy.
Yes.
I love doing this. And I think for any couple, this is something where it's like, get to it sooner rather than later, because I think it's a wonderful opportunity to see that person's heart, see if they have a servant mindset. And then also like that's so powerful.
So within like 30 minutes of meeting each other, we were talking about what we think our spiritual gifts are out in the world. And we had discussed, from our own perspective, what those were and why that matters. And that, guys, identifying that and then having open dialogue about it is the key to begin serving, from my perspective.
Great point.
Is you discuss what your spiritual gifts are. The reason for that is because we act in a constant battle between flesh and between spirit. And our spiritual gifts are, if the ones that we're enabled with from God, are the gifts that we're intended to go out and use in the world. And so when we're acting in a manner that satisfies those gifts and puts them to good use out in the world, like that makes us very happy and ultimately is serving God's will more than anything that you can do. And so identifying those gifts, discussing what those gifts are with each other, and then sort of finding an opportunity to serve in a way that will exemplify those characteristics. So for instance, like one of Siara's gifts is encouragement, for sure. And so like when we're going out and we're going to like one of the food service places, like being able to just like have a smile, show some love to people who could need it during the holiday season, and handing out a good meal and just like really making people feel like loved and welcome and at home is so important. And I know it just makes her so happy too. Yeah. So identifying opportunities to be able to do that together, I think is absolutely key.
Yeah. I also think it's really nice. Like you don't have to be doing the same exact thing at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Like the thing we do together when we're volunteering, it's like, we might be put in different places and have different duties that day of serving, but it's still nice because you have a common mission, a common goal, and you're using your individual skill set to help out. Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of ways to get plugged in to your own church if you go to one, and if you don't go to one, then maybe look at finding one or finding some opportunity to be able to serve other people in some capacity. But if you're not doing that, start with trying to identify what your spiritual gifts are and how you can satisfy what your spirit is craving. After that, then go and look at opportunities to be able to serve, and hopefully you can find one with your significant other where you can partner in it together, because it's really meaningful and it ultimately brings you closer to one another.
And pray about it.
Yeah.
If you have a mission to serve God and you start praying about it, like, God, find me these opportunities, like he's gonna get you there.
Yeah, tell him to make it abundantly clear.
Yeah, I've always started saying that, and I'm like, please God, make it so clear.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, humble yourself and just like say, God, sometimes I don't recognize the steps.
I don't know squat.
Sometimes I don't recognize the steps, and if you make it abundantly clear to me, then I'm happy to be used in a way that you need me to be.
Yeah. The last point the ways that we keep God at the center of the relationship is following God's intention for couples.
We kind of discussed this like when we first met each other. It was like, what are some of the top things that are important to you, like in a, you know, being a husband, being a wife, you know, like where do you feel like this kind of area that I can like serve you and vice versa. And so I would say just getting together in your Bible study, in prayer, in your conversations at dinner with one another, like, and really understanding what it discusses in the Bible of like how couples are supposed to, you know, be together, and just like having that as a rooting is pretty key.
Yeah. Funny enough, God knows best. So when you follow what he wants, things work out. Just
kind of goes great, to be honest. Like, kind of goes perfectly.
Yeah.
So
a big one that I think is super important is serving one another. And people always have a weird perspective on that when you don't understand what it means, where you're like, to serve one another. But it really is like having the servant mindset, like the way that, you know, we serve Christ. It's like to make sure that that person is cared for and that they are safe. And I'm trying to think what else would you consider serving one another?
Yeah, emotionally safe, physically safe.
Yeah.
Fed spiritually, physically.
Yeah.
Understanding each other, where they're coming from, having a dialogue about it regularly, even when things like don't seem like they're wrong, but still creating a safe environment where you guys can discuss like, hey, how's your day going? Tell me about, you know, how this went for you. And then guess what? Just listen. Just listen. And after that, what you're going to realize is that there might be opportunities to plug in, to pray together. Just focus on like, how can I help my partner here? You know, like sometimes we don't have all that much in the tank for the day. And like, I may need help, she may need help. And you partner together and you work together to serve each other. That way you guys can get back to where you need to be and be like your best selves for one another.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like something that you did without me asking or without me making any comments about it is like, I don't know, I was having a stressful day or I was dealing with something and then you just cooked dinner or lunch or whatever it was. And I'm just like that is so important. And it's exactly what you're talking about, where it's like, you know, I might be running on like 60% that day and you're running on like 90. And it's like, okay, I'm going to swoop in here and help out.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know, if you're feeling sick or you're not doing too well, it's like, I want to, you know, support you in the way that I can and give you supplements and make you tea and do whatever
exactly.
I can.
Yeah, Siara's great at that. Like I got like super caught up with work the other day and I realized that I'd had too much coffee and like zero food. And so then next thing I know, she's like whipping up lunch for me and I'm just like, oh my God, like what a blessing, you know? And so then just crushed that. And then I wasn't feeling well after a few days and she's like breaking out all the different supplements and herbal remedies to help me feel better. And, you know, that allows me to get the right energy level where I need to be. That way I can just like focus on being my best self to serve you back and like help with our cats and like, you know, read the word, like show up at work, you know, all those sorts of things. So super key.
Yeah. It's just like a nice little symbiotic relationship there when you just, you know, have that mindset and can help one another out when each other needs help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treat each other the way you want to be treated.
Amen.
Yeah. Simple as that.
You. I think, like one thing too, I know for some people watching this, it might seem like a lot or overwhelming or like, oh my gosh, like I'm messing up all the time. And I think the main thing is just, as long as you have the mindset of keeping God first, you're going to recognize when you get off track. We're not perfect. We get off track sometimes, but we're able to recognize it. And I think we do a pretty good job of like holding one another accountable. Yeah. It's just like, hey, we got to get back to Bible study or like something that you did, which I really appreciate, is like, we've been doing a little Advent reading, and you're like, hey, we gotta like catch up, like we missed tonight, so we're gonna do 2 tonight, and you know, just being able to get back on track whenever you feel like you're straying from the path a little bit, and that's doing your best, doing the best you can. Yeah. That's the important part.
As men, there's nothing wrong with discussing feelings, and so making sure that you can just be like, how do we feel about how we've been doing with this particular subject recently? Like one example of that is we had Thanksgiving and we went over and to my parents for that, and that was awesome. And but we, I think, got caught up in like family activities, being busy with like dinner and all that sort of thing. And so I was just like, you know, we need to get back to studying the Word together. We need to get back to focusing on where we need to be. And God has a way of making sure that we're in alignment with that. If you keep him at the center as a priority, he is your cornerstone, and he ultimately should be in the middle as much as you can in your relationship. If he is, then it'll be successful.
Hi. The card was full, so I had to quick delete something. No, what do I want to say?
Like and subscribe. Do that.
If you could do that,
that'd be nice. Share it with your 10 best friends.
If you guys have anything that, if there's anything that you guys have tried as a couple that have worked out for you and keeping God as the center of your relationship, let me know.
Would love to hear it.
Would love to hear it. We're always looking to grow and improve, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like
don't forget.
You want to see more of him? Look at this gorgeous face, huh? Oh. This is what the people came for. Also, he might be doing some ASMR soon.
No, I'm not.
Oh. No.